see right there, Commanders head coach Dan Quinn.
Let's listen in.
Man, we missed him. We missed him tonight by a lot. All three phases. So what I'm looking for over the next 10 days, like really good improvement. And we had made good strides. And even coming up here for the joint, a lot of evaluations that take place between the practice and the game, and that's still the case. And I'll look forward to going through both and getting to it. There were some things early I saw that I liked. Saw some from Connolly, Amos, Newton were a couple early that I saw. And then past that, just like I said, I hated the score, but I want to look at the evaluation. There's still things to get from it, and I expect us to improve a good bit. Our flagship certainly has been on the special team side. To see a score right off the bat is, that one was a gut punch. I thought we'd battle back and get right to it, and it never clicked on that way tonight. So you probably saw from an injury standpoint some guys. The only way I can fill you in, I'll fill you in more before practice on Sunday. You may have seen Luke walk in. He had an illness pre-game. He definitely tried to give it a go. So it's something he'll be back, but I wanted to make sure I was filling you in on that. Open up for your guys' questions. Like I said, injury-wise, I'll have a better sense for you on Sunday.
Coach, when you look at the overall game, what are some of the things? Was it the little things that wasn't executed, but what did you see overall from the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball a little bit?
Yeah, all three phases. I thought it was sloppy tonight. We had 15 penalties, and in different varieties. Pre-snap, 12 in a huddle, illegal formation. We had 2 holdings, I believe, on a kickoff return, an OPI. Like they stacked, and that showed sloppiness to me. And this is going to sound so unusual, and in the practice it was almost just the opposite. And I thought, okay, you know how I feel about penalties, and so that did not make me happy. Sometimes with penalties, there's an over-trying that takes place. Usually that's with a holding. He didn't let go. Trying to make a play. But the pre-snap ones, that's a lack of focus. And those are the ones that irritate me and, drive me up a wall. And so those are some of the things I talked about, standards that I expect to be improved in these 10 days.
Hey, Coach, can we pull on that thread a little bit more? Because, yes, we do know how you feel about penalties. So what is kind of the process then from an evaluation standpoint in that corrective action? What would need to be done from a coaching perspective or player perspective to really get that focus?
Yeah, it's a lot. First, we do is teach off it. Like, this is the foul, this is why it's a foul, this is the technique. And then you have to really drill it, to be honest with you. It's as easy as in a holding one, when do I release? You have to drill that. I got contact, I'm in contact, now I let go, where you don't see 2 different colors, like for the referee where he sees, restricted material being grabbed and I work to release. As far as the focus goes, those are ones aligning in the neutral zone, the pre-snap ones, like why wasn't the formation correct? That does take extra focus, and the practice for that is also mental work. Like our inner game is not strong enough if you have that many fouls, meaning in our inner game, our preparation for that. And so I'll work hard at that with the players.
And what did you see from the linebackers tonight?
Yeah, I want to watch it before I see. It didn't feel as clean as I hoped it would look. So we've got a lot of work to do. There's some real competition in that spot. And as you're going into first performances, I don't want to rush to judgment on it, but I would expect more plays, more rotations, into the next game. We have another game, another practice, and another game, for real evaluations. And we go against ourselves, and that counts, but it does make a difference against the other opponents in the games.
All right, you've been listening to Commanders head coach Dan Quinn calling this a sloppy night because of the 15 penalties, saying he expects really good improvement over the next 10 days. But Zoe, listen, he said he saw some good things from Connolly, Amos, and Newton that he liked. So opportunities for growth.
Yeah, and we haven't seen him like this in quite some time, huh? He says that he's not happy with what he saw. He's not happy with the score, 48-18. That stings just a bit. But like you mentioned, Les, he said there were a few things he saw early on that he liked, but clearly a lot of work needs to be done. And, you know, we are not done with preseason Commanders football here on WUSA 9. We're going to have the preseason finale right here on WUSA 9 and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.
Yeah, they host the Baltimore Ravens in a little I-95 battle. Kickoff between the Commanders and the Ravens is set for noon on August 23rd. Coverage will start at 11:30 a.m. with Commanders kickoff, and then following the game, we'll do the same thing, streaming the post-game coverage on WUSA 9 Plus.